At 3 a.m., my daughter and son-in-law were hysterically shouting my name outside the door. But I lay there calmly, knowing that 5 hours earlier I had replaced all the locks for good. They screamed, begged, and banged on the door. Then my son-in-law brought an axe. "I'll get in no matter what, you old bastard." I got up, dialed a number, and quietly said into the intercom, "Turn around first. There's a surprise waiting for you." What they saw behind them made them turn pale. But the worst was yet to come, and it had nothing to do with locks. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let us know where you're listening in the comments. I checked my watch. 5:03 p.m. 3 hours past my appointment time. 3 hours sitting on this couch. Phone showing 5 missed calls from Dr. Chen's office. The prescription bottle pressed against my ribs. Heart medication. The kind I'd needed last week when my chest tightened enough to make the room spin. Jolene's car pulled up at 5:07. Designer sunglasses, white blouse. Duncan trailing behind, phone in hand. They walked in without knocking. "Dad, I'm so sorry, but..." 3 hours, Jolene. "I know, but Duncan got this call from an investor. Your father had a heart episode last week." "Right, about that." She glanced at Duncan. "We can't do the doctor thing today. This investor's only in town for..." "Investor?" Duncan looked up. "Some of us have actual careers to manage, Tobias." The way he said my name, like hired help. I waited 3 hours, and we apologized. Jolene touched Duncan's arm. "Stage direction. We'll reschedule." Dr. Chen said it was urgent. "Dad, you're fine. You're always fine." Already turning toward the door. "We have to go." Later that evening, I opened the mail. Credit card statement. The one I'd given Jolene for emergencies 2 years ago. $8,200 posted yesterday. Vera Wang Bridal Boutique, Portland. Jolene wasn't getting married. She'd been married to Duncan for 4 years. I walked to the hallway closet, retrieved the box from the top shelf. Gray plastic, labeled, Evidence, 2024-2025. Inside, printed bank statements, text screenshots, credit card bills, a small notebook with time-stamped entries, and the recorder. Sony PCM D100. Professional grade? Same one I'd used at Portland Center Stage for 20 years. I'd been hiding equipment in strategic locations since last September. I pressed play on the most recent recording. Jolene's voice. "The house is worth like $650K, and once he..." "We just need to wait it out." Duncan's laugh. "The prescription bottles keep multiplying, nature taking its course." "Don't say it like that." "It's true. Another year, maybe 2, and this is all ours." I stopped the playback. The credit card statement. $8,900 for a wedding dress for work. I picked up my phone, scrolled to a contact I hadn't used in 2 years. 24/7. Locksmith, cash only. But first, another call. One I should have made months ago. Quinn answered on the second ring. "Toby, it's almost 9. You okay?" I looked at the evidence box, at the credit card statement. "No," I said, "but I'm about to be." "Quinn, I need to tell you something. About Jolene." "What happened?" "They've been using me. For 2 years. Money, the house, everything." Silence. Then, define using. $73,000 since they moved in. Plans to sell the house when I'm getting on a plane." "No. I need to handle this myself, but I need you ready, in case I need a witness that this was real." After explaining everything, Quinn went quiet. "How long have you known?" 8 months. Been recording them." "Toby, what are you planning?" "Right now, changing the locks. They're at some party. Won't be back till after 2 a.m. I called the locksmith. He arrived at 10:02. Young guy counted the cash twice. "All 3 doors. Front, back, side entrance." "All of them? Tonight?" "There have been break-ins in the neighborhood." Not entirely a lie. I watched every step. Tested each lock myself. After he left, I went to the dining room. Spread the evidence across the table. Made 3 USB copies. Labeled each. Evidence, May 2025. One for Quinn, one for Goldie next door, one for my attorney Trevor. The audio files transferred chronologically. Everything indexed, time-stamped, organized. Everything a lawyer would need. At 1 a.m. I went upstairs. Set my phone on the nightstand. Recording app open, sensitivity maxed. Lay down fully clothed. The cardiologist's office had called twice today. I'd rescheduled for Thursday. At 2:43 a.m., my phone's audio monitor spiked. Car engine. Duncan's Audi with its distinctive rattle. Car doors, voices, footsteps on the walk, keys jingling at the front door, metal scraping metal, stopping, trying again, rattling. What the hell? Duncan's voice muffled but clear. The recording captured everything. The audio waveform spiked on my screen. Metal scraping. Duncan's frustration. That's weird. Jolene's voice through the door. What? My key's not working. More scraping. Harder this time. I moved to the window. Jolene under the porch light. Designer dress catching the glow. Duncan behind her, tie loosened. What the hell? Did you get the wrong key? It's my key, Duncan. I've used it for 2 years. The second key failed too. Rattling. Nothing. Something's wrong with the lock. Duncan examined the door. Tried his key. Same result. Call him. It's 3 a.m. He's your father. Jolene knocked. Polite at first. Dad, there's something wrong with the door. I checked my watch. 2:54 a.m. Let it develop. Her knocking got louder. Dad, wake up. Louder. He's probably asleep. Daddy, open the door. Lights turned on across the street, then next door at Goldie's. She'd been waiting. Duncan walked around the house, checking the back door, the side entrance, both locked. He returned, face red. He changed the locks, all of them. Jolene stopped pounding. What? Why would he? Because he's being difficult? The pounding resumed, louder, more desperate. I moved downstairs. My cane found each step in the dark. Duncan headed toward the garage, emerged with something in his hands, my wood-splitting tool, the vintage one from 1940. Jolene saw it. Face went white. What are you doing? Getting into my house. He approached the door, tool raised. I flipped the porch light to full brightness, hit the intercom. I'd stop right there. They froze. Jolene screamed briefly. Turn around. You have a surprise waiting. 3 Portland police cruisers rolled up the street. Lights off until that moment. Then red and blue painted everything. Jolene's purse hit the porch. Contents scattered. Duncan's tool dropped. Hands up before officers left their cars. Next door, Goldie stood on her porch. Phone up. Recording. Officer Davis approached. Good evening. We got a call about trespassers threatening to break in. He looked at the tool. At Duncan. At Jolene. Looks like we got here just in time. I opened the door. Stayed on the threshold. Mr. Garrett? That's right. These individuals live here with you? Did. Past tense. I asked them to leave multiple times. Sent formal eviction notice 3 weeks ago. They refused. Tonight they returned and attempted to break in. Do you feel threatened, sir? I'm 70 years old with a heart condition. A man half my age with a tool? Yes. Davis turned to Duncan. Sir, you're under arrest. The cuffs went on. Duncan's face collapsed. Jolene started crying. This is insane. Daddy, tell them this is a mistake. Davis examined my property deed, the eviction notice, the certified mail receipt. April 18th, signature required. He showed Duncan. That yours? Through the cruiser window. I want my lawyer. Davis turned to Jolene. Ma'am, did you see this eviction notice? What eviction notice? Dad, I never... Duncan's voice cut across. Shut up, Jolene. Davis made a note. Ma'am, you're not under arrest currently, but you are trespassing. Mr. Garrett is within his rights. But our stuff, 30 minutes, personal necessities only. Everything else will be delivered within a week. She looked at me like she'd never seen me before. Officer Davis led her inside. I stood in the living room while she moved through like a ghost, touching furniture, stopping at photos. On the coffee table sat the evidence box, open empty, label visible. Evidence, 2024-2025. Jolene saw it while grabbing clothes, stopped, stared. Her face drained white. She knew I'd been documenting something. For months, but the box was empty. Everything already distributed. After she left, suitcase wheels clicking down the walk, the street went quiet. I closed the door. New lock, new key. The click sounded different. Final. My phone buzzed. Text from Goldie. Posted doorbell video to neighborhood group. Everyone will know by tomorrow. Another buzz. Quinn. Police scanner shows activity. Are you okay? I sat on the couch, hands shaking now. Adrenaline wearing off. Under papers on the coffee table, a credit card statement I hadn't seen yet. Portland Fertility Center, $450. Laurelhurst Medical, Dr. Chen, OBGYN, $275. I opened my bank account. More charges. First response pregnancy tests, 24 by 99. Providence Hospital, lab services 180. My daughter was pregnant, or claimed to be. My phone rang. Unknown number. 3:47 a.m. Mr. Garrett? Riverside Collections Agency calling about accounts held by Jolene and Duncan Parker. Total debt $85,000. You're listed as co-signer. I never co-signed anything. Sir, we have applications with your signature. Then they're forged. I hung up. $85,000 in forged debt. Pregnancy charges. Duncan in jail. Jolene evicted. I'd won. Changed the locks. Called police. Documented everything. So why did my chest hurt? I woke up on my living room floor. Goldie's face above me. Don't move. Ambulance coming. I don't need... You collapsed. Been out 3 minutes. The evidence papers scattered around me. Pills everywhere. Phone screen cracked. Heart issue? Don't know. But you're 70 with a heart condition. So yes, we're getting you checked. At Providence, Portland, they ran tests. Dr. Patel examined everything. Mr. Garrett, you didn't have a heart attack. You had a fainting spell, caused by extreme stress and exhaustion. When's the last time you ate? Couldn't remember. Your body's saying you need to stop. I can't stop. Then you'll end up back here, permanently. They kept me 6 hours. Quinn called 17 times. Hospital, I'm fine. Fainting, not heart attack. I'm getting on a plane. She hung up before I could argue. Trevor called next. Heard you're in hospital. Should I postpone Friday's hearing? No. What's the status? Restraining order filed. Civil suit filed. Detective Rodriguez wants statement tomorrow. Can you make 2 p.m.? I'll make it. Before discharge, an email notification arrived. From County Clerk. Document filed 6 months ago. September 2024. Attempting to add Jolene and Duncan to my property deed. Required my signature on transfer. I scrolled down, saw the signature. My name in handwriting that wasn't mine. Forged. September 2024, when I'd been hospitalized, when they had access to everything. The county clerk rejected it. Signature didn't match records, but they'd tried. I forwarded to Trevor. Add this to evidence. At Central Precinct, Detective Rodriguez met me. Sharp eyes, tired face of someone who'd seen too much fraud. Her office small, files stacked everywhere. I walked her through everything. She took notes, asked sharp questions. Then I showed her the evidence. 8 months of recordings, bank statements, the forged deed attempt. She listened to 3 recordings. Her expression shifted to controlled anger. These are admissible. Oregon's one-party consent. She made notes. This is prosecutable elder abuse. There's more. I pulled out screenshots. Duncan Parker. Run his name. She typed. Waited. Her face changed. He's in our system. 3 open fraud investigations. Crypto scams. 5 victims. Approximately $340,000. He wasn't his first. No, sir. She pulled up another file. Your daughter appears in 2 of these cases. Listed as business associate. Gave presentations to victims. The room tilted. She wasn't just stealing from me. She was accomplice in coordinated fraud operation. We spent 2 hours documenting everything. By the time I left, the machinery was in motion. Criminal investigation. Federal interest. No stopping it now. Quinn's rental car was parked at my house when I arrived. She met me at the door, pulled me into a hug. You look terrible. Hospital chic. Inside, she'd made tea, organized the scattered papers. Goldie filled me in. Forged deed? Toby, they tried to steal your house while I was in hospital? That's calculated. That's not opportunistic crime. That's planned theft. Rodriguez showed me Duncan's file. 5 victims. $340,000. Jolene was accomplice in at least 2 cases. Quinn sat down hard. She's not just your troubled daughter. She's a career criminal. That evening, my phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Mr. Garrett, Brad Nelson, representing Jolene and Duncan Parker. We need to discuss settlement options. Call me. I deleted the message. Phone buzzed again. Nelson calling. I silenced it. 5 calls in 3 minutes. I turned the phone off. At 11:47 p.m., I gave up on sleep, went to my study, found an old recording from when Jolene was 7, pressed play. Daddy, listen, I learned a song. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Off key. Enthusiastic. Perfect. That child was gone. Outside, car engine. Headlights swept my window. Car parked in street. Sat there. Door opened. Figure stepped out. Jolene. She stood looking at the house. At me, visible in the window. We stared at each other across darkness. Her mouth moved. Too far to hear, but looked like, "Daddy." She took one step toward the house. Stopped. Got back in the car. Drove away. My phone buzzed. Text from her. "I'm sorry." Then, "But this isn't over." I poured bourbon and waited for Thursday to begin. Wednesday morning, I met Trevor at Stumptown Coffee downtown. He'd spread documents across our booth, face grim. I found something else. September 24th, 2024. Someone filed paperwork attempting to add Jolene and Duncan to your house deed. I saw the email. "Did you see this?" He scrolled. They tried 3 times, each attempt rejected. Forged signatures didn't match notarized records. 3 times. 3 attempts to steal my house while hospitalized. They weren't desperate. They were systematic. Professional criminals, Toby. Trevor pulled up another document. "I'm filing this as separate charge. Attempted fraud, forgery, theft of property over $500,000. 10 years minimum. My daughter. In prison. For a decade. File it." After Trevor left, I sat alone, watching Portland morning rush. People living normal lives. At home, Quinn had her laptop open. Face pale. "I've been researching Duncan Parker. 6 victims we can confirm. There's a Reddit thread, people comparing notes." She clicked through posts. Person after person describing identical scheme. Total known fraud is closer to 400,000. And Toby? Jolene appears in 4 of these cases. She wasn't reluctant accomplice. She was partner. The doorbell rang. Woman in professional clothes. Clipboard. "Mr. Garrett, I'm Delphine Cruz, Adult Protective Services. Welfare check." Duncan had filed a complaint, trying to paint me as incompetent elderly man. Delphine was thorough, asked about health, medications, living situation, toured the house, tested cognition subtly. I scored perfectly. "Mr. Garrett, the complaint said you were displaying erratic behavior, possible issues with mental clarity. The complaint was filed by Duncan Parker, man who threatened me. He's trying to discredit me before I testify. How do you know he filed it? The timing, 2 days after his arrest." Small smile. "Fair point. Do you have documentation? How much time do you have?" I showed her everything. Her expression shifted from neutral to shocked. "Mr. Garrett, whoever filed this complaint did you a favor. This is now official APS case. Against your daughter. Financial abuse over 50,000. Exploitation, systematic fraud." After she left, Quinn hugged me. "One good thing today. That evening, Detective Rodriguez called. Following up on yesterday, I've coordinated with federal prosecutors. They're interested in the interstate fraud. We'll need additional statements. Whatever you need. Also, Duncan Parker was picked up this morning for questioning. Different case. Fraud victim filed complaint. He made threats at victim's house last night." My stomach dropped. "Is the victim okay?" "Fine. Neighbor called police. Parker fled, but now he's facing additional charges." Rodriguez paused. "Mr. Garrett, Duncan Parker's escalating. Be careful." After hanging up, I told Trevor. His expression darkened. "He's cornered. That's dangerous. I'm filing emergency restraining order. Today." Through Wallace's coordination, I arranged an encounter at Departure Lounge, Pearl District rooftop bar. Duncan showed up thinking he was meeting a potential investor. Jason Whitmore, victim of Duncan's 2022 scam, happened to be there. Recognition, confrontation. "You stole $45,000 from me." Duncan tried denying. Jason had evidence. Voice rising, everyone watching. Someone called police. Duncan escorted out, not arrested but humiliated. The video went online. 8,000 views in an hour. Social destruction spreading in real time. At 10 p.m., email notification. Estate plan updated. Previous version split everything between Jolene and Quinn. New version. Quinn receives 100%. Jolene receives nothing. Beneficiary removed due to systematic financial abuse, theft, fraud. I forwarded to Trevor. Confirmed she received notification. Delivered 10s per p.m. She knows. Across town, Jolene was reading that email, learning she'd get nothing. My phone rang. Unknown number. Against better judgment, I answered. "You're terrible." Jolene's voice raw. "You actually did it. You stole $73,000. I'm your daughter." You forged documents to steal my house while I was in hospital. Silence, then crying. I know what I did. All of it. And I deserve this. But did you have to make it so final? What did you expect? I don't know. For you to love me enough to forgive me? Who did you become, Jolene? Long pause. Someone I don't recognize. Someone who hurt people for money. Someone who doesn't deserve to be your daughter anymore. I didn't know what to say. I'm pregnant. For real. 6 weeks. I believe you. The fertility charges were real. Does it matter? I don't know yet. Duncan wants me to... He thinks if there was no baby, if naturally... My hand tightened on phone. What did he say exactly? That babies are expensive. That prison doesn't have benefits. That maybe it's better if... Jolene, what did Duncan say? Nothing. Forget it. Tell me. He suggested waiting for you to have another episode. Or not waiting. Just helping it along. The room spun. Can I come see you? Just talk? No. The restraining order gets filed tomorrow. If you come near my house, you'll be arrested. Right. Of course. Bitter laugh. I can't even apologize properly. She hung up. I sat holding the phone. Quinn emerged. Was that her? Yeah. She's pregnant. Really pregnant. And Duncan's been suggesting they wait for me to die. Or help it along. We need to call Rodriguez. Already texting him. At 2:15 a.m., unable to sleep, I went to my study. Looked at evidence box. At everything I'd collected. Quinn found me at dawn. She's pregnant, Quinn. Really pregnant. And I just destroyed her life. She destroyed her own life. With my help. No. She made choices. You stopped being her victim. My phone buzzed. Text from unknown. Mr. Garrett, Duncan here using Jolene's phone. She's in hospital. Emergency. You need to come. I stared at it. Quinn read over my shoulder. Could be a trick. Could be real, I called. Duncan answered. What hospital? OSU. Emergency. She took pills. A lot of them. She tried to end things. Because of you. The room spun. I'm coming. At OSU, Duncan met us outside. He looked destroyed. She's alive. They treated her. But Toby, this is your fault. You drove her to this. Where is she? Room 7. But before you go in, she's pregnant. Actually pregnant? Ultrasound confirmed it. Dr. Sarah Chen appeared, my cardiologist working emergency shift. Mr. Garrett, your daughter overdosed. Approximately 40 tablets combined with alcohol. Neighbor called 911. Paramedics arrived in time. She'll survive. Can I see her? Room 7, but she's pregnant. About 6 weeks. Did you know? I found out yesterday. When stable, she'll transfer to psychiatric unit. 72-hour hold required. I walked to room 7. Jolene in hospital bed. Pale. Broken. Machines beeping. Hi, Daddy. Voice raw. I couldn't speak. I'm sorry. For everything. Why? The pills. Not the pills. Why did I do everything else? To you. To those people. Why did I become this person? I sat beside the bed. The baby. Is it real? Yes. Is Duncan? Yes. Silence. Machines beeping. I got the email. About the will. Yes. I deserve it. Yes. Daddy, I'm going to jail, aren't I? I thought about Rodriguez. 5 victims. Federal prosecutors? Probably. She nodded. Good. I should. What about the baby? I don't know. Maybe it's better if... Don't finish that sentence. She looked at me, surprised. That's not a decision for tonight. Her hand moved slightly toward mine. After a long moment, I took it. 1 minute, I said. I stayed 20. When I left, she was sleeping. In the parking garage, I sat in my car. Couldn't start the engine. My daughter tried to end her life, and I'd systematically destroyed everything that might have prevented it. My phone buzzed. Trevor, heard about Jolene. Hospital confirmed. Friday hearing canceled. Do you want me to halt civil case? My finger hovered over reply. I typed, continue case against Duncan. Pause case against Jolene until she's medically stable. Trevor, understood. I started the car. Drove home through empty Portland streets. Quinn was waiting. How is she? Alive, pregnant, broken. What are you going to do? I don't know. At 10:47 p.m., my phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Garrett? Sarah Chen. Physician assistant at Laurelhurst Medical. I need to tell you something about your daughter. Is she okay? Physically, yes. This is about something else. Last October, your daughter came to our clinic. She asked about heart medications, how they work, how they could be affected by other drugs. She said she wanted to understand your condition. Ice through my veins. What did you tell her? Everything. Interactions, dangers, combinations. I gave her educational materials. I thought I was helping. But after hearing the news, I might have helped her hurt you. Did she know about dangerous interactions? Yes. I explained everything. I'm so sorry. I'm testifying. Telling investigators everything. She hung up. Jolene knew. She'd researched it. Asked specific questions. The plan wasn't just Duncan's. It was theirs. Together. Quinn grabbed my shoulders. Toby, what happened? Jolene knew. She researched the medications. The plan to hurt me. It wasn't just Duncan. It was her too. Oh no. I dropped the civil case. 10 minutes ago. Thought I was being merciful. The room tilted. Heart doing complicated things. Quinn called 911. Sirens. Paramedics. Cardiac stress event. We're taking you to OHSU. Same hospital where Jolene stayed. In the ambulance, Quinn held my hand. At OHSU, Dr. Chen stabilized me. Cardiac stress, not full attack. But Mr. Garrett, your body can't sustain this. In hospital room, Quinn showed me text from Rodriguez. Email encryption broken. Sender identified. Brad Nelson, Duncan's former attorney. He was partner in conspiracy. Arrest warrant issued. He's missing. Last seen Monday. Consider him armed and dangerous. I stared at screen. Nelson, the attorney. Accomplice. And he was missing. Quinn pressed call button. We need security. Within minutes, police arrived. I lay in bed. Heart monitored. Guarded by police. Again. My phone buzzed. Blocked number. You think this ends with Duncan in jail? Look closer. See you in August, or maybe sooner. I forwarded to Rodriguez. They're getting bolder. That's good for us. Bad for you. Means you're still a target. What do I do? Stay vigilant. We'll find them. Tuesday morning, Dr. Chen released me with warnings about rest. Home felt different. Police outside, security active. Still didn't feel safe. Rodriguez called. We found something. Nelson's office had files. He was working with Duncan from the start. But there's more. What? He had a daughter, estranged. She died 2 years ago. He blamed her husband, your nephew Marcus, your late wife's sister's son. World stopped. Marcus is dead now. Car accident last year. But Nelson blames your family. This isn't just about helping Duncan. This is personal revenge. I couldn't process it. He's missing, motivated, and dangerous. I'm sending protection detail. After hanging up, I explained to Quinn. Marcus? Mom's nephew? Rodriguez says Nelson blamed him. But Marcus died last year. Exactly. Nelson can't punish Marcus, so he's punishing me instead. 3 months until trial. Nelson missing. My health failing. Jolene pregnant and monitored. I'd won the battle. Was losing the war. Saturday morning, I returned to OHSU. Quinn drove. Jolene sat in the common room. Medicated but aware. Sweatpants, hospital socks. Hi, Daddy. I sat across from her. Dr. Chen confirmed the pregnancy. 6 weeks. I lied about the timeline. Add it to the list. Why were you trying to get pregnant? Insurance. If I had your grandchild, you couldn't really cut me off. That was the plan. What about the baby? Born to a mother in federal custody. Services will take them, won't they? I didn't answer. We both knew. I'm so tired, Daddy. I've been running so long I forgot what I was running from. What were you running from? Mom's death? The grief? I don't know. Somewhere between 7 years old and 38. I lost myself. I stood to leave. Daddy, I'm sorry. Not because it helps. Just genuinely sorry. I know. Does it matter? I don't know yet. Quinn and I drove home in silence. At the house, I opened my laptop. I need to show you the recordings. All of them. I played them. February hospital recording first. My labored breathing. Then nurse calling Jolene. Your father's in emergency. Serious heart event. Jolene's irritated response. Right now? I'm at an event. Fine. Tell him I'll come when I can. She came 6 hours later. Quinn cried quietly. I played 8 months of recordings. Duncan and Jolene discussing the house sale. Calling me burdens. Planning around when he finally goes. When I finished, Quinn closed the laptop. How did you not? Because she's my daughter. She stopped being your daughter when she did this. Both things are true. That evening, Goldie invited us for dinner. Over wine, she told her story. My son Marcus, he's 45 now. Started 20 years ago. Borrowed money, never repaid. Then forged a check. $8,000. What did you do? Reported him. My own son. He hasn't spoken to me since. I don't know my grandchildren. Do you regret it? Every single day. Would I do it differently? No. I did the right thing. Still haven't forgiven myself for having to do it. We sat in silence. 3 people who chose justice over family. They'll use everything against you, Goldie warned. The baby, the attempt, it's all ammunition, even if it's real. Late that night, I returned to the hospital. Jolene awake. I sat beside her bed. Couldn't stay away? Something like that. Long silence. Is it true? The pregnancy? 6 weeks. I lied about 8 weeks. Why did you try to get pregnant? I told you, insurance. Then when it happened, I realized I'm bringing a baby into a nightmare. Daddy, I'm going to jail, aren't I? Probably. I deserve it. Machine beeping filled silence. I took her hand briefly, then left. Driving home, Quinn asked if I was okay. No, but I showed up anyway. That counts for something. At home, I couldn't sleep. Walked through the house at 2 a.m. My house. Safe. Empty. 1 through 8 months of planning. Was it worth it? Monday morning, extra security at courthouse. Death threats meant metal detectors, police presence. Judge Montgomery wanted to see me before the hearing. In chambers, she removed her robe. Mr. Garrett, I've reviewed your evidence. This is remarkable documentation. I need to ask, what do you want? I didn't know how to answer. Your daughter is pregnant, facing federal charges. You've won. But is this the victory you imagined? No. Criminal case proceeds. That's not yours to control. But civil case? That's yours. You could drop it. Should I? Not my place to say. But sometimes victory is knowing when to stop. Back in the hallway, Trevor briefed us. Rodriguez testifies about forgery and conspiracy. It's going to be graphic. Can you handle it? Do I have a choice? You could wait outside. No, I need to hear it. At 9 a.m., courtroom filled. Duncan in custody, jail orange. Public defender beside him. Jolene transported from psychiatric ward. Donated clothes. Our eyes met. She looked away first. Judge. Preliminary hearing in State versus Duncan Parker and Jolene Parker. Proceed. Trevor stood. Evidence of systematic elder abuse, financial exploitation, attempted property theft, and conspiracy. First evidence. Recordings. Played in open court. Jolene and Duncan discussing the house, calling me burdens, waiting for nature to take its course. Jolene cried silently. Duncan's face reddened. Second evidence. Bank statements. $73,000 in unauthorized charges. Third evidence. Police reports. The confrontation. The threats. Then Rodriguez took the stand. Detective, what did you find on Mr. Parker's laptop? Folder titled Estate Planning. Medical folder contained research about cardiac medications, dangerous interactions. Why would he have this? Creation dates correspond with Mr. Garrett's hospitalizations. September when he was hospitalized. February after second episode. What else? Email correspondence discussing ways to cause harm. Courtroom went silent. Rodriguez read emails. Every word landing like a hammer. Duncan shot to his feet. This is nonsense, Judge pounded gavel. Mr. Parker? That old man is playing everyone. Sit down. Her spending. $85,000 on gambling. Ask her. Bailiffs approached. She's pregnant. You're sending a baby's father to jail. They dragged him from courtroom, still yelling. Silence after the door closed. Judge. Continue, detective. Rodriguez presented LLC evidence. Property Management Company registered September 2024. Tobias listed as president. Duncan as VP. Signature forged. County clerk testified, I rejected filing. Signature didn't match records. I flagged it as potential fraud. Timeline. Filed while Tobias hospitalized. After recess, Trevor asked me, Mr. Garrett, why did you wait 8 months before acting? Long silence. She's my only daughter. Her mother died 8 years ago. I kept thinking if I was patient, if I showed love, she'd remember who I was. Pause. I kept making excuses. Maybe I was demanding. Maybe I expected too much. I almost convinced myself I was wrong. Another pause. But she wasn't making mistakes. She was making choices. And I finally understood. She didn't want a father. She wanted a bank account. Jolene screamed, "Daddy, I love you!" I looked at her directly. "No, you love my money. There's a difference." Judge pounded gavel. Minutes to settle the courtroom. At 2:30, Judge Montgomery ruled. In 23 years, I've rarely seen such systematic elder abuse. Evidence is overwhelming. Court fines for plaintiff. Judgment, $127,000, restitution plus fees. Restraining order, 5 years. Criminal charges transmitted to district attorney. Ms. Parker, remanded to federal custody pending trial. I recommend mercy consideration given cooperation and pregnancy, but consequences are real. Gavel. Jolene led away. Duncan already in California prison. I sat at the table, Victory Hollow. Outside, media circus, cameras, questions. Then I saw her, Jolene, temporarily released for transport, standing alone on courthouse steps. Our eyes met. Trevor, Toby, you don't have to. I know. I approached, 10 feet between us. Daddy, I'm sorry. I know it's not enough, but I'm sorry. Silence. Duncan left. Won't acknowledge the baby. I'm alone, and I deserve it. But I wanted you to know I remember. Being 7, Saturday market, you finding me. Don't. I'm going to rehab, 90 days. Costs $8,000. I don't have it. But I'm finding a way because I need to be better. For the baby. My hand went to my jacket. Trevor. Toby, don't. I wrote a check, handed it to her. This is the last money you get from me. Last help, last chance. You go to rehab, finish program, get a job, pay back at least half what you stole. Then maybe we talk. Maybe. But this is over. You're not my daughter anymore. You lost that. You want it back? Earn it. Take years. Might never happen. But that's on you now. She clutched the check, sobbing. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank your baby. I'm doing this for an innocent child, not for you. I turned, walked away. Jolene stood alone on courthouse steps, pregnant, broke, holding a check, watching her father leave. I got into Trevor's car, didn't look back. 3 weeks after trial. Saturday afternoon, warm and peaceful. I sat on my front porch watching Quinn's children play in the yard. Her kids, my grandchildren through choice. Ages 8 and 5, chasing each other with water guns while Quinn and James grilled burgers. Goldie had come over bringing potato salad. Simple, normal. The life I'd fought for. Mail arrived. Quinn brought it to the porch. Bills, junk mail, then an envelope from Serenity Path Recovery Center, Eugene, Oregon. I stared at it. That's where Jolene is. I know. I opened it. Letter from her therapist. Mr. Garrett, with your daughter's permission, I'm writing to update you. Jolene has completed 45 of 90 days. Her progress is genuine. Real engagement with accountability. She speaks of you often with regret and understanding that she destroyed your relationship. She doesn't expect forgiveness, but hopes you'll know she's trying. The baby is healthy. She's preparing for single motherhood while incarcerated. Thought you'd want to know. I folded the letter, put it in my pocket. Phone rang an hour later. Trevor. Duncan was arrested again, San Francisco. Another fraud scheme while out on bail. Defrauded 3 new victims. $60,000. Some people never learn. Prosecutors are done. 10 to 15 years federal now. During dinner, Goldie told stories about her son. Haven't spoken to Marcus in 15 years. 3 kids I've never met. His oldest just graduated high school. My grandson? Stranger to me. James asked, Do you regret it? Every day. Would I do it differently? No. He stole from me. I had to choose. Enable him or protect myself. I chose me. Cost everything. But I sleep at night. After dinner, Quinn stopped me. Can I say something? Always. Thank you. For fighting back. For not letting them destroy you. For being here for my kids. I hugged her. You chose me. That matters. But the baby. Baby is innocent. We'll figure it out. Baby will have family. You. Me. Goldie. James. Your kids. We're family. Not blood always, but choice definitely. After Quinn's family settled, I went to my sound recording studio. 47 vintage recorders on shelves. I picked up the Sony, the one that recorded everything, held it, heavy with memories, placed it carefully on the shelf. Goodbye, I whispered. To the past, to to the investigation, to the daughter I lost, to the war I won. Phone buzzed. Quinn. Kids want Grandpa's story. You coming? I smiled. Real smile. Typed. Coming. Miles Davis played softly. Blue and green. I looked at the photo on the wall. Me and 7-year-old Jolene at Saturday Market, both laughing. That day existed. That love was real. What came after doesn't erase it, just makes it sadder. I touched the frame briefly. Didn't take it down. Left it. Memory of what was. Reminder of what broke. Both necessary. Turned off the light. Closed the door. Walked toward the living room where Quinn's kids were waiting for stories. This was my family now. Chose me as much as I chose them. Blood didn't determine loyalty. Choices did. I settled into my chair. Quinn's daughter climbed into my lap. Son leaned against the chair arm. What kind of story tonight? Dragon! Knights! Space dragons, I laughed. Space dragons it is. Once upon a time, there was a dragon who lived on Jupiter. Kids entranced. Quinn watching with a soft smile. Goldie's needles clicking rhythm. James half asleep. Normal. Family. Peace. Through the open window, sounds of summer evening. Crickets. Distant traffic. Life continuing. In Eugene, Jolene lay in rehab, hand on growing belly, writing letters that might never be answered. In San Francisco, Duncan sat in jail, facing a decade in prison, destroyed by his own choices. Somewhere unknown, Nelson hiding, running, trapped. And in my living room, I told stories to children who loved me, surrounded by chosen family in the house I'd fought for. Victorious and hollow and grateful and sad all at once. Living in complicated peace that comes after necessary war. On the table by the door, one envelope remained unopened, from Oregon Department of Corrections. Postmarked 3 days ago. I'd seen it. Chose not to open it. Not yet. Maybe tomorrow, maybe never. Some doors close, some stay ajar. Some you decide about later. For now, there were dragon stories to tell, and that was enough. If you liked this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments. To listen to the next story, click on the box on the left. Thank you for watching.